We talked about this day coming. From that first Bloomberg report, which I told you was the A team and you better take it serious, to more importantly, the actual drivers that most people are missing behind this historic deal. Now we got some answers. Evernorth Holding. This is going to be backed by Ripple, SBI, Pantera, Kraken, GSR, and really a whole lot more. This is going to be a $1 billion SPAC, which is going to trade under the ticker XRPN. But understand this. This isn't just another way to get XRP exposure in your brokerage account. It's way bigger than that. This is live, liquid, yield generating institutional XRP treasury, built to buy, built to hold, and expand XRP's influence across DeFi, lending, and real world liquidity here. And I have to stress, this isn't just about investing in XRP, it's about exposure to the infrastructure that could quietly reshape how XRP itself is valued. We're going to dig into this Evernorth and what it really represents and how it can redefine Ripple, XRP, and everything tied to them. Let's take a look at this here. I mean, I'm telling you, this is a monster deal. Ashish Birla, new CEO of Evernorth, saying, "I'm proud to share that we've launched Evernorth, a first of its kind institutional vehicle to accelerate XRP adoption. With over a decade of uptime and a rapidly growing DeFi ecosystem, XRP is well positioned for adoption, and Evernorth is built to meet that moment." Now, understand this. This is what's going to happen. Most people are missing this. If it trades at a premium to its $1 billion worth of XRP it holds, what does that mean for Ripple? Ripple is the biggest digital asset treasury in the world. They have tens of billions of XRP, not $1 billion worth of XRP. You're going to see that stock price 10x overnight. And if you think they're a beast right now, with all the cash they have, with that stockpile of XRP, with all their businesses, wait until they have a publicly traded stock that's well over 100 or 200 billion dollars in valuation, that they can leverage that value as well to build out this business. They will literally be unstoppable. And that's what most people miss. That's one of the biggest drivers of this. They want to show that when you have XRP as the underlying asset, that this digital asset treasury will trade at a premium. And remember what they're doing here. They're going to be lending, borrowing, using DeFi to earn yield and aggressively grow the XRP per share that this company has. That's how they're going to grow the value here. It's very similar to a MicroStrategies, except they're not going to irresponsibly use leverage and debt to infinity. It's a much more sound way. But understand, that's really what this is about at the end of the day. This is why they're doing this. SPAC is to really lock in and tear up that value of Ripple itself here. Now, before we go on, make sure you're not watching this from the sidelines. On this channel, we break the future before it breaks the news. So hit that subscribe button now, because once this plays out, you're too late. Let's get into it now. All right, the next one here, David Schwartz. He's saying, "Dear XRP community, I promised I'd have an update on my next adventure soon, right? Well, here it is. Here's the start. I'm a strategic advisor to Evernorth XRP, helmed by my friend Ashish Birla, the CEO here. Evernorth was founded as a regulated, scalable investment vehicle to tap into the opportunities for the entire XRP ecosystem. I'm excited to get started." So David stepping down as CTO, but he's got his first new project here as an advisor to Evernorth. They're pulling out all the big guns here. Understand, they want this sucker to trade at a very high valuation, at a massive premium, because while it may be $1.2 billion, $1.3 billion for Evernorth, it could be hundreds of billions of dollars for Ripple, the actual company itself here. We look at gross proceeds, $1 billion. And this is an interesting. Key investors. SBI, of course, is the anchor investor, $200 million. Ripple, Pantera, Kraken. I'm so glad to see Ripple doing something with Kraken again. Kraken goes back to the early days. Of course, they had a big fight with that fallout over Jed. And I'm just glad to see them getting back together here, working together, because I think there's a lot of big stuff they could do with Kraken here. Glad to see that. And again, CEO Ashish Birla, there's a whole lot going on with this deal. It's big. Make no mistake. This isn't a small announcement. We see here this post. Look at some of the advisors of the company. Citigroup's Global Markets served as the sole private placement agent and is serving as a capital markets advisor to Evernorth. I mean, you understand, This isn't some small SPAC. This is a big deal. We got the heavyweights coming out for this, and it's going to be big. They need to make sure that it's big because I'm telling you, this is going to define Ripple's value when they go public. I bet it happens next year. We see Dom saying the following: everything you need to know about the first ever XRP treasury company, $1 billion raised. Purchases made on the open market. That's exciting, right? They're going to dip into the open market and they're going to continue to do so. Major investors, again, we went over that. SBI Ripple co-founder Chris Larsen, he himself put $50 million worth of XRP into this venture, provides stock market investors with exposure to XRP, and also a vehicle that's going to acquire more XRP over time. I think that's what makes it so exciting. As we look at that, it should be a great vehicle in its own right. It should be a great, investment vehicle, but it's also going to set the pace. And I think it's going to show the world that at $15 billion, Ripple is the most undervalued company in the world today. I think that's really what that's going to show. And I'm telling you, when Ripple gets a proper valuation, watch out, man. They are going to go on a tear. You see stuff like Circle before they went public where Ripple was thinking about maybe buying them. They wouldn't even think. If they have $200 billion worth of stock value there, they'll be acquiring left and right, whatever they want to do, even more so than today. And they're a beast right now with all their money, all their XRP. You add in liquid stock at those types of valuations, which I think they'll hit, it's game over, man. We see G Treasury. We're thrilled to announce that Ripple has agreed to acquire G Treasury. Together, we will deliver what corporate finance has been waiting for: 24/7, liquidity optimized, instant cross-border payments, and one unified platform. So again, this is for, a Fortune 500 size company for their internal treasury to be able to move money around. You need to move money cross borders to buy some equipment. You need to make payroll, whatever. Very efficient movement of funds. This is a big one. Another $1 billion acquisition. In prior years, this would be the news of the whole year, the biggest, most bullish announcement, and it's almost an afterthought with everything that's going on. But make no mistake, this is a game changer because they got Hidden Road, they got G Treasury, they got Ripple payments that they're stacking on top of all this. It comes together with some great synergy along with their stablecoin business and everything else. They are really firing on all cylinders. We see this breaking. Several XRP ETF applications, including Grayscale, Bitwise, and WisdomTree, are nearing their crucial SEC dates this month. Understand this, that's all on hold right now, right? The government shut down. They can't make decisions if they're not at work. But it just tells us once this goes live, once this shutdown's over, and they always will end, it's imminent. We're going to see all these XRP ETFs going live, all being approved at the same time. Not only that, but Solana and a whole mess of them, which should be bullish for all of crypto. Can't wait to see that happen. Hopefully it happens here soon. And we got some news on that just in. White House advisor Hassett says government shutdown likely to end sometime this week. I don't know how much we can depend on that information or that guesstimate, if you will. But if it happens, man, that means XRP ETFs are imminent any moment. Let's hope it does happen because crypto needs it. And more importantly, the crypto regulations need to get done. Lastly, we see this. Tomorrow will be huge for XRP. Link. The Federal Reserve is hosting a full-day summit on payment innovation with Chainlink, BNY, Ripple's partner, Circle, Coinbase, Stripe, JP Morgan, BlackRock, and a whole lot more. This is good. We want the Federal Reserve working closely with the crypto industry, as is the SEC now, the CFTC. This is how we get to adoption, and people really jump in here and build the future. The time is now. We're looking good. Let me know what you think down below. As always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.